It's Druid XCX back at it with another video, and I'm gonna do a 3D printer. So I went on AliExpress, found a used FlashForge system. I used FlashForge before with my FlashForge Finder. I like that machine a lot, and this one was discounted because it was used, and it's originally a $1,000 printer. I got it a little under $400. So it's used. We don't know if all the parts are in there. We're going to find out right now because I'm going to be opening it on camera. It is a huge freaking system. It's originally $1,000 when it came out. I don't know if it dropped in price or what, but I think it's still around the same price. It has a huge build volume. It is an enclosed system. It can run ABS. Not saying it's the best at ABS, but it can get up to 100 or 240 degrees on the hot end, and we'll see how it goes. We don't know. It's sketchy buying a used system. Obviously there's risk involved. I took that risk, but we're gonna see if it's a good price. It's got on AliExpress. It is from the FlashForge official site on AliExpress. They just sell used systems on AliExpress, so we're gonna check it out and get right into it. A little scared because you never know what's there. Obviously they probably don't have filament in there. I'm fine with that. We're saving money, but we're gonna check it out. Here's a picture of it on the site, how much I actually paid for. When I paid for it, it was like around 400, a little bit under 400, like 360, and then plus tax. And then it shot back up to like 900, and then because there was only one left, but then they put it back down. Maybe they just did that for checking out stuff. But we'll see. As of making this video, I saw that there was a Guider S for $230, but not sold by FlashForge. So buy at your own risk. Could be a third-party seller, but they do say that they have all of the parts included, and it could be a good deal, but buy at your own risk. It is not from FlashForge, so it could be a scam. AliExpress can have scams at some point, so just buy at your own risk. It is a better deal. The S is better than just the 2, so there you go. We're gonna open this up, but I'm pretty excited for a new printer. I wanted to get a Bamboo Lab, but those are expensive. They're way more. It's like 3 times as much as I paid for this, which I wanted a P1P. Those are good, but those don't have an enclosure, and I wanted to do ABS. Obviously, I could have upgraded the P1P and added an enclosure, but that's more effort. I want to do that eventually because I'm never gonna buy the carbon. I just don't think I will, even though it is better than the P1P. But this one has touchscreen and it's cheaper. So did the Finder. I don't know. It's kind of like my original Finder. It's like, why does those P1Ps not have a touchscreen like the P1P? Like, and these ones that are like $399 have touchscreens. Like, and they're granted they're not the best touchscreen, but like still. How can the P1P not have a touch? It's just weird to me. But, all right, let's get open into this. Let's go. Got my knife ready, and we're going to open it. Look how big this is. This is just a, basically, original, like, IKEA table. I don't know if it's actually from IKEA, but yeah. And it's bigger than that, so. My Finder was way smaller than this. I still have the original box for my Finder. It's hidden away, though. But I'm actually modding my Finder too. I'm making it so it has a little bit more build plate on it, because you can actually print more than the actual stock version. You just have to use Cura and get a different build plate on it, which that's what I'm going to be doing. I might put a heated bed on it, but I don't know. I'm going to be using the Net A8 build plate that I have, and then maybe add it, like just desoldering it for a while, and then probably adding or resolder it and then set it all up so it works. Just, it's a lot of effort to like set up because it's not actually connected to a printer. This is gonna be hard one-handed, but you know, we're gonna deal with it. Some people can do this probably flawlessly. I'm pretty bad at it, and I'm probably not even looking at it. Obviously, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I should do this off camera, but I want you to know that I actually just opened this. So find out what's wrong with this, or if anything's wrong with it. I'm obviously gonna have to flip it upside down, but you can see I opened it. No tomfoolery. I'm gonna flip it over, and we're gonna see. I gotta do this two-handed, guys. So it's pretty heavy. I doubt my dad to help me up, get it up stairs. Okay, it's upside down. I'm gonna pull it up. It's gonna be hard. We're still doing it one-handed, so I'm gonna do both hands. Just so you guys know, it's upside down. And there it is. It's upside down, but there it is, upside down. Wow, it has a lot of space on the bottom. I don't think my Finder has any space on the bottom, so that's like nice to know if you like want to add something down here. But there it is. Obviously, I'm gonna flip it over again, but showing you guys how big it is. Like, it's literally, this is the tube. You can use different type of capper here, I'm pretty sure. But that's the same one that came with the Finder. I'm gonna be saying Finder a lot because that's one I have. But we're gonna flip that. Be right back. All right, it's looking good so far. We took off those. We're gonna check it out, see if we have everything. It's a little bit scary right now because we don't know. Like I said, it's used. We don't know what everything we have. Ooh, this was modded. You can tell. So this is the magnetic bed. They don't come with magnetic beds. It doesn't come with the top. We can print one. I also have glass that I can maybe put on top. Like I said, we're going in blind. We have no idea how they're going to send you the product. I'm going to turn this light on. This is the filament runout sensor. It comes with some great filament. I don't know what that is. A little bit sketchy so far, but maybe we can get it working. Like I said, it is huge though. We will get this thing working. It doesn't come with the top. I actually assumed that it wouldn't, but that's not a big deal. We do want it because we want to get ABS on this system. I bought this machine to do ABS, but at least the door is intact. It is dusty. I will have to clean it, but at least we have a front door and it connects. Comes with this. This is junk. Basically doesn't even matter because most of the filaments do not fit on this, but it goes right here. Pretty junk. So what else did it come with? I got something right here. I think this is the power cord. So the power cord, that's basically it. It's at least standard. I think that's it. Let's look inside the box. That is it. So this is what you get, kind of get when you buy a pre-used. But we're gonna test her out. We're gonna show her on camera. Obviously, this magnetic bed, we don't have a build plate, which I'll have to buy a build plate. Not a big deal. Those are like 40 bucks, so we're still saving money. We do not have, wow, the screen's actually so much bigger than the Finder though. Same button. Very, 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 very similar to the Finder. What's that? It's like filament. We want to see if the gantry works. Pretty huge. I might do a test print on this because I do have a build plate. We could just take off this and use the glass as well, but I do have a build plate that could fit on this. It's my Wham Bam. This is obviously whoever set this didn't set it right. Either that or it melted and it moved. But whoever did this is pretty bad. But other than that, moving the gantry is pretty good. Like, if that works, and this isn't cut, it's good. This is the most sketchy thing. I hate that they do this with the finders, because it's also with the and FlashForges. Not all FlashForges, but these type of style ones all have this, which is sketchy. I just don't like. I don't know. I just don't like this type of, like, I'd rather have wires. But everything else looks pretty good. I don't know if this is stock. Is that stock? There's definitely a screw missing. I don't know if that's stock or not. Because this was definitely a modded system. It's not cleaned. I'm just showing you guys what is up in this. Maybe let's turn this flashlight on so you guys can see a little bit better. But this wasn't cleaned. This was in there. This is filament, which is fine. We just buy black and white because I really don't care about color. Or if it's on sale, I'll buy cheap filament. I just don't care about, like, color of filament. What is this? Is that a switch that's broken? See, we have to check everything. That could be broken. We don't know what that is. If this is, I could just unplug it and get a new one. But that is, I can't tell if this is a switch. It's a sensor. Maybe it senses something. But looking good so far. We need to turn it on, obviously. It's got a lot of filament. This was definitely used. I don't know how much, but at least the belts aren't broken. That's an annoying thing to deal with, belts. I hate dealing with that, so it's good. Well, it did come with a Bowden tube. I don't remember where it went, but I really don't care to use Bowden tubes. I'm pretty sure the person that had it didn't even use a Bowden tube either. Maybe they did, because this is kind of like the size of it and they didn't cut it. But filament runout sensor. My FlashForge does not have filament runout sensor. I've never had a FlashForge with it. Power on and off. That's actually, I don't even know if my finder has a power on and off like that. Because you just turn it off with the main system. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Let's look at this. Let's see. Gotta make sure this bed. Yep. I don't know how much stuff in this is stock. But we're going to turn it on. I'm going to plug it in and turn it on. We're going to test it. See how it is. Maybe it'll be, we'll just use that filament to test. Let's look at the hot end, actually. It's a little gunky. That's there. That's the auto bed leveling, which is a great system, by the way. It's not the best system ever, but it is, like, a really good. It's not auto bed leveling. It's more like you have to, like, turn it, but it's, like, a really good system to, like, just level your bed, and you level it once and you don't have to worry about it again, unless you move your bed a lot. But if you have a system to take it out, which the finder did, but I'm modding it so it's easier because it cut my hand with a scraper because it would stay on the glass. But let's get in this. I don't know what's all stock. I don't know if these are supposed to look like this. I don't know. We really need to just turn it on though. I know I'm holding off on turning it on, but I want to check the system. I want to make sure I know what's going on. The top of the bed, like I said, the top of the system doesn't have it. Sucks. I kind of figured it was going to happen. All right, the scary part, moment of truth, it's turned on. I didn't even press this button. So with my original finder, you have to hold this button to turn it on. With this one, it's just an on-off switch in the back. Ooh. I love the finders because they make that noise. Look at it. It's on. It just has a few mess-ups. This is originally a $1,000 printer for $360 or $80. I think it was $360. You guys will see on the screen for how much I got it exactly with tax. Obviously, And it came pretty fast, 5 days. It was in the States. Even though it's on AliExpress, it was in the States. Doesn't mean it's always coming from China when you're buying on AliExpress. It might be in the States. So let's check out some stuff. I hope there's things. Let's see what person printed on here. Obviously they save to the system. I don't know if you guys knew that. Benchy. I've never printed a Benchy in my life. I love 3D printing, and I've never printed a Benchy. I don't know. I just don't want to do it. I know it's a stress test. But yeah, it's very responsive, working. So, what a good deal so far. I literally knew at the top was not going to come, though. It kind of sucks. I'm going to get my sheet. This is probably going to have to be moved. Whoever did this sucks. How do you mess this up? I don't know if it moved because it overheated, but I don't feel like you can't do that. You're just not good at adding adhesion. I don't know. All right, we're gonna go do that. I'm just gonna put it on there, see if something prints. We're gonna have to level it and everything. It's gonna be good. We have no idea what this material is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be PLA though. We're just gonna use that for a test. So yeah, I'm gonna go get the sheet. I'll be right back. All right, you guys haven't seen it move yet, but there's the sheet. It's just going to be temporary for now. I'm going to have to buy a new one because this is actually for my other printer. But that magnetic sheet will work. We could technically make this machine working right now just with this. It's a good test. So we're going to auto bed level this. We're going to level. Ooh. It's going. This is a little sketchy right here. I've never seen this much stringing on this stuff. My system's pretty clean. It's not as clean, but it's a little sketchy. We're taking this off right here. That's the material that the previous owner had. They did not clean it. So if you're getting a new system, you're not getting a clean system. Or a used system. Obviously, let's see. There's the sensor. So the sensor back there checks it. So it doesn't do a push sensor. That was about to crash into it, so I pulled that up. But everything looks like it's running. It is slow. I've watched tutorials on this. Or videos on this machine. I knew the bed is slow, but it's okay. It's not a Bamboo Lab. We know this. I bought this knowing this. But I wanted a big print area and a reliable machine, and my FlashForge is so reliable. I even modified it recently. I put a picture frame on it with a glass sheet, and it has more print volume now. Because I use Cura, and I just downloaded the marketplace for that profile and then edited it to the most it could go, and now it prints a little bit bigger, not much bigger. The original is 140 40 millimeters, and I got it up to 195 on here and then 147 here, but obviously up and down is still 140. So it's a little bit bigger that way and then a lot bigger this way. But it's cool that I could even modify it a little bit to make the print area bigger. Which we have no idea if this one will be able to be modified. But right now we're going to check. Okay. So what it's telling me is to crank these all the way. Generally, it's not the best to do, but we're going to do that. It's all the way cranked, so we're going to press OK on that. I've never replaced the nozzle on my FlashForge. It is stock nozzle. This looks stock as well, so if I have to change it, I'll have to, but I've never changed one. So, on the FlashForge. So we're gonna have to, it's too big. I think they just tightened it from the factory like crazy, because there's no way the previous person had it like this, because it was basically fully tightened. Because they packaged it up. Maybe the person that packaged it and sent it to them did that. Leveling done. We're gonna check and see if the filament runout sensor is activated, because obviously we don't want that, because we're just using this test filament that came with it. And we're just going to use the test print. I'm not doing the benchy because I despise the benchy. I don't despise it. I have a grudge about it because I don't want to ever use it. If that makes sense. I know I'm crazy. It's like me and other things. Why did it do that? It moved for some reason. All right, we're checking settings. Resume print. That should be on. We don't want to touch any Wi-Fi stuff. Extruder calibration. We don't want this. Filament check. So that's filament check. We have it off. We can turn that on. We should turn that on at some point. But the one thing that is bad about where it's like where the filament went out, because I'm just going to have it basically above it. And the filament runout goes right here, and it wants to be down here, and it goes up through it. So not that great, not that great. And we're gonna go here, preheat. So what's their preheat? That's pretty good. 220 is not terrible, but I like 210 unless I'm using a bigger nozzle. 220 is what I use for a bigger nozzle. This is should be a stock nozzle. Obviously it has a heated bed. I don't know what the heated bed gets up to, but it should get up to 90. Because we are printing PLA or ABS on this, so obviously I think this is PLA. We don't know. I've never. It's very brittle. And usually when it's brittle, it's old filaments. Extruder's not getting up to temp. Maybe it's because it needs to get the platform up first. That's how my other printer is. But if this doesn't get up to temp, that's bad. But I think it's literally just because this needs to go up to temp first. Like I said, I'm going in blind. I don't know a lot about this printer. That's going up. Yep. As long as the extruder is going up, we're good. We're golden, boy. This printer is going to be good. I'm happy about it. Even if the lid, I knew the lid wasn't going to come. I knew it. They didn't say that, but I had a big feeling about it because I was going to be disappointed if I thought it was going to be with it. So I assumed it wouldn't. You got to assume things the worst when you're buying one of these machines. And the one thing I didn't want to do is if the main board or the motherboard was broken, I would have to replace that. That's like $100 part, which it's still cheaper, but thank goodness we don't have to change that. I don't want to have to change the nozzle on it because it's a bigger nozzle than a normal. Like my CR10s have like tinier nozzles. They're like flatter, but they're like still 4 millimeters. I might have some, but I didn't want to have to change it because I haven't changed one even on my Finder, and I've used that thing for so long, for years. And I might have to change it eventually, but because I am going to be doing ABS, and yeah. So it is going up to temp. It is basically at temp, but we're going to go to the build and just print off what this person had. Obviously, we're just testing. We're not going to get a full print with what we have. I could go grab filament, but I don't feel like it. Well, why don't we do this ant? That's kind of long print. Holy, this person wanted to do a 7-hour print. I mean, I've done pretty long ones on my... The unicorn's probably what we're gonna do. Even though it's a big print area. Just to see the first layer lines. And that's a perfect test. Because I don't want to have to go and build something myself on my computer. It should just work. I don't think I need any goop. Let's see if the nozzle's good. It has to go down in order to go back up. I know, counterintuitive, huh? And it is a really slow bed, but it's a big print area. So this goes pretty fast, but it's not as fast as, you know, the Bamboo Lab. We are going back in 5 years at least. I think it was 5 years ago this came out. So it's not a new system, but it's got a big print area and they're reliable. Finders are reliable. Or FlashForges. Some of them are. That was scary. I don't like these. They're scary. And that looked like it hit. I think it hits that a lot right there. I don't like these. I have this, you know, my finder has that too, but it's white. Oh, is it doing leveling stuff? It is. My finder does not do this. I guess it kind of needs to do this with how big the print bed is. But this is just like BL touching. That's cool. I'm sure you could turn this off if you use the... I don't know if you can turn it off in the system, but or if you can stop the G code from the beginning, because that's how it is in the... But, oh, that's loud. We're still moving. We haven't started print yet. This is a lot slower than the finder, that's for sure. But we might be starting printing now. Let's see. We have filament. We have filament coming out. It is nowhere near level though. That's not level at all. This is probably why this person abandoned this printer. Because they put this print bed on and they couldn't figure out how to level it. But let's stop it. That's clearly not level. It's clearly not level, right? That's what scared this person, was it's not level. And when you don't have a leveled bed, everything goes whack. Okay, so I found the setting for it. It's taking a long time to move because it needs to go up and down a lot. It's a slow print bed, so it takes forever. But I got my piece of paper, and we're going to be doing the Z offset. It's basically what you have to do with a new bed every time. If you don't do this with the extruder, you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time.
It needs to probe first. I need to let it probe. We don't want the piece of paper to probe there because we need it to be accurate. Now we're doing the Z offset. See how much gap we have. We are not touching the piece of paper. We're going to do the Z offset. If this person didn't do this when they replaced their bed, they were going to have a bad time. And they probably didn't know about doing this. It doesn't really tell you to do it, but you got to do this. And it's in the system. You just go into the settings. It'll be there. And yeah. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's what they did. So let's get into it. Obviously, like I said, motion. So what do we got to do here? We got to add points to it to make it go down. Super easy. Once you get to this, you do this I do this on my other printer, so super easy. Just keep going. We got to keep adding to it. Whoops, we got to go down. So we're going down. We're going down. Oh, we got tension. But that tension isn't all that great. We need more tension. 5, pretty good. 5 is pretty good. But we do have filament on there, so maybe we'll try one more. Alright, let's go with round 2. We got it right under there. We gotta get down. Last time we had up to 6. And right there, that's why you need to preheat your nozzle before you do this, because look at that, we're still having slack on 6. That's why you gotta preheat your nozzle. Still slack. Still slack. That's a lot of slack. Still slack. That's crazy, huh? Still slack. We still have slack. Isn't that crazy? How much filament can mess it up? Still slack. Still slack. Are we even moving at this point? Still slack. That's why you preheat your nozzle right there. Still. Oh, we're getting tension. See that tension? We're gonna go up to 2, just because I like to have it nice. See that? It's barely moving. We could go back to the 19 or 1.9, but I think that's good right there. Let's finish. That's why you preheat right there. First time did not work because I did not preheat it. Because the filament was too big. It was globbed up on the nozzle. I had to pull it out because of that. Now we're gonna print it. There is a way to auto feed it. I'm just gonna feed it manually. So let me do that real quick. I got it somewhat good. Obviously right now it's skipping because it's too low. I blame the person that put this bed on. They put it, or at least the adhesive. It comes off to the edge, so whoever put it on didn't put it on correctly. So I might have to fix that. But right now it's doing pretty good. I cleaned this with IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and as you see, I'm moving it. I'm not scraping at it, but like I'm moving it, my hand over it. It's like literally on top of it, and it's not doing it. Some of these parts skipped. I can fix this, obviously. I need to relay the adhesive because this person, whoever did it, or if it just shifted over time, being like sitting in a box. But I think whoever laid it just did it bad. Obviously, it is just too high in some spots. I could higher it. But then these spots would be not coming. So I have to relay the adhesive. It's basically not level, is what I'm saying. Once you get it level, this machine will work fine. I use different filament too, because I didn't know, and I was running out of it. I didn't know if that was even the right like PLA. Okay, so I got it off in 3 sheets. First rip, second rip, and then this is what was left. I did pretty good on the last. I heated up the bed to like 90, or getting there, still getting there. But it was obviously it was coming off because it was heating up, but it ripped. I was pulling too hard apparently. And yeah. Obviously, I think I still use these. I just have to put them back together separately. So I'm going to do that. And we're probably going to put a new sheet on anyway. The one that's going to come with it when I buy a new one. But that bed gets hot. Yes, it's up to almost 90 degrees. Obviously, this isn't closed, so it would help if I closed it. But pretty good. We're going to abort that now. And then I'm going to put that back on, and it should be more level since it's not going to be on the edges. Like I said, I don't know how it was like that, but it was. I'm going to put these on. These still pretty sticky, so it should be fine. Should be good. All right, we're going to put that on. 3 sheets are back on. Nice little corner. Obviously, they have a crack. It's not going to change that much. It's a small little crack. Even if you wanted to fill it with something, it wouldn't change anything. It's a tiny crack. But we might get a new one. Heck, I might just keep this one on, and if I get a new sheet, because I really don't have to change it. It's still hot, by the way. Like hot to the touch. So let's put our build plate back on. It's nice and cleaned off. Still nice and magnetic. And if you had another build plate, if I had another build plate, I could just keep it like this and not even have to buy something. But I need this build plate. And obviously, it's kind of right here off the bed, if that makes sense. So it's lifting because of these 3 tabs right here. So that means it's not going to be level in the front. I'll show you. So it's kind of lifting in the front. So that's why you would want a normal build plate that actually should come with this, like a third-party one that fits it, which is kind of annoying, but it's because they have this system where they have this glass in there, or you could just use the glass that came with it. It might not always come with the glass. Maybe the glass is broken, but it's definitely good. All right, but we definitely know the front is not that level. And I'm gonna change some stuff. Actually, I might keep it the way it is. I was probably gonna change the extruder height again, or for the extruder calibration, but I think I'm gonna keep it. If it messes up again, we'll see. I'm gonna do the same thing, same print, and it's gonna take a while to go do it, so I'll be back. It takes a while to go up and down. Be back. Okay, we got it going. A little bit of trial and error. I've had to go do it a lot. It took me a while, to be honest, like probably a half hour, but we got it. I leveled the bed with the auto leveling, but the auto leveling kind of messed up a little bit. It wasn't that great in the back, so I had to mess with it while the sprint was going. This is a good test piece though. This part right here kind of messed up, but we could use some glue to make it work, but everything else is pretty pristine. Just that little piece right there, which if I didn't touch it, it would probably be fine over time, because it's just that little piece right there. But everything else looks pretty good. Right here is a little bit of movement now though, but it glue stick might be better to use on it. Obviously, it's supposed to be fine on this PTE or PTX sheet, but it's not doing that hot on it. But it's not that bad. It's a good little test piece that we are using though. It's a little bit of movement right there. But I think I'm done with this for a while. I gotta get going. It's definitely going good. I hear a little bit of a ticking on this system, where it's like around here. You guys might not hear it, but it kind of bumps, and it might be a bearing that I need to replace. Let's see if it'll do it. It's not doing too hot right here. We might have to calibrate it a little bit more, but it's doing pretty fine. It's not that bad. Obviously, we got to get the first layer going, but once you get this stuff calibrated, it'll work good. Plus, I'm gonna get a different bed. This bed's doesn't fit. So you can see the bed doesn't fit. So it might be off a little bit on the leveling, but it's definitely messing up right now a little bit. But we're getting some good layer lines. But once we get this going, it'll be mint. So is it worth getting a refurbished? If you're gonna do a little bit of tinkering to get it to work, yes, it is. Usually FlashForge systems come out of the box going pretty well, but obviously this one needs a little bit of a tinkering. I got to put a little bit more effort into this. I'm gonna stop it, but everything works on this thing. It works. There is a little bit of a noise thing. I don't know if it's a bearing that I might have to replace. But it's doing pretty well. For the first print, wasn't the best, you know. I didn't get a full print out of it yet. We're just testing it, and once again, I'm also gonna be using this for ABS. It gets up to temp. I already tested the bed. I haven't tested the extruder getting up to 100 or 240. That's the highest this machine's supposed to go. But is it worth it to get a system that is refurbished? It's not refurbished. It clearly wasn't refurbished. It was used from FlashForge on AliExpress. I'd say so. This is a $1,000 printer. There was parts missing. They don't give you any tools to fix anything. They don't really give you anything. But for $380, the originally $1,000 printer, this is pretty good. I will say I have to fix the bed leveling still. Okay, so it's a day later. I think I got it perfect now. I started using bed leveling lines instead of that other 3D print just because I want it to be accurate and good. And it's just, this is faster. The other one's like a 3-hour print. This is like 15 or less than 15 minutes. And it's a little bit low on the side, but it'll work. It's a little bit fine on the side. I stopped auto bed leveling on this machine. I just leveled the bed normally. Just because this plate is going to be gone. I'm going to get a new one. I'm going to have to level it again anyway. But it's good enough. So this machine is very loud. I don't know if you guys knew that. This is a older machine, so I can understand why it's a little bit loud, but it is loud. Like, none of my printers are this loud. The FlashForge Finder is loud too, but it's not as loud as this machine. This machine has some problems where it'll just do, like, it'll like act like it's hitting in the back. It's like coming from right here. I don't know if it's motors or like gears that are like grinding. It's like around here. I can hear it. But it's pretty common with this machine. I looked up and I don't know how to fix it. So And it doesn't do it all the time. Like, it's not doing it right now, but it's most of the time when it's coming to the backside. It's not doing it right now, so pretty good. Everything works on this machine, but it's loud. It is the loudest machine I have. Both of my CR10s got an upgrade. Even before that, they weren't that loud, but they have the SKR Mini V3, V2s and V3s in both of those machines. So those are really quiet machines now, but this machine is loud. Okay, so let's talk about me printing ABS. That is why I bought this machine. I want to print ABS. How am I going to do that without a lid? Well, I could use that foam, but I have a spare computer, and I have a side panel from that spare computer. You're not supposed to do this on PLA, but let's go ahead and do it one-handed. Bam! And it looks good. Look at it. It's just a side panel. It flips upside down, so it's not the right side up of it. But the reason you flip it upside down is there's a big indent, and it doesn't really fit when you put it right side up. But it looks good. And the filament can still get in. There's a little gap in here. You just keep the filament in the back side instead of coming from the exact top. You don't need a extruder tube, I don't think. You might, but I don't think with ABS you do. But let's take that off because we're not supposed to have that on with PLA. But that also quiets the machine. So when I'm doing ABS prints, the machine will be quieter. This isn't looking too bad. I don't know why it's stringing. But it is stringing. But the print is still valid. So it might be stringing because of me putting the lid on for like 2 seconds. Oh, that might have been happening beforehand. But it's doing good. This print's about to be done. And this isn't the exact build volume. I didn't do the exact, because I know these sides are warped because of it's not being the right bed size. So it's kind of warping like this at an angle. But once we get this test print done, I'm going to try ABS. You guys get to see that. It is old ABS. I bought this ABS, no joke, when I bought my FlashForge Finder, which was like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So it may be dried out, not the best stuff, but we're gonna print it because we're printing stuff for my FlashForge. I'll show you my FlashForge right now and how it's modded. It's pretty janky, but obviously I'm saying the Finder, not just FlashForge, because this is the FlashForge Guider. But we're gonna show you my Finder. Did that noise? It did it once. You guys heard that? It does it repeatedly sometimes. So I don't know if I'm gonna take it apart, but if it keeps doing it, I might, if I'm like sleeping and not here, or But if I'm doing just ABS prints, the printer will be quieter because I'll put the lid on. Let's go to the FlashForge Finder and show you my mod. It's going to be obviously changed, but I wanted to test if I wanted to mod it so I could use Cura so it has bigger print volume. Let's go to that. Oh, look at that happy family. Like I said, I use a picture frame. This is just a stock image from the picture frame. I didn't take it out. Obviously, I can put any picture there I wanted. I just kept it because I thought it was funny. But yeah, it's starting up right now. And it obviously doesn't get the entire print volume. But let's build a print real quick. Let me get that right quick. So this was built on Cura. It says FF. So I did this on Cura's profile. It starts at 180 for some reason for Cura. I don't know why, but it goes to 210 as soon as it gets up to that temp. I don't know why. So you really shouldn't preheat, because if you preheat, it'll need to go back down to 180 and then it'll jump back up. I don't know how to fix that, but it should be in settings, but I don't think it is. I just think it's because it's trying to format for FlashForge and it's doing something weird. I don't know. But this I've only been able to do it on the Finder, and it only has a profile that you can download for the Finder. I haven't looked into the Guider, but we're getting up to temp. I'll show you when we get to the temp, and then I'll show you exactly what the build volume is like, because this is at the edge of the build volume. I'm not going to print the entire thing, but I'm just going to show you. And that's PLA. Even though that's purple, it's PLA. If you guys can see it. Yeah, let that load. So you see now, actually it's set. We'll just stay here. See, now it's going up to temp, which is weird. I don't know why somebody set it up like that. I don't know if I can change it or not either. I didn't really look that hard, but it's only because of their software. If I was just using FlashForge's software, it wouldn't do that. But we're getting up. It's gonna be kind of hard to show you. We do it in a brim. So, as you can see, the brim is not getting fully made on the outside because it is the edge of the build volume. But the actual print itself is printing on the right build volume. So yeah, Aincura, there is a profile that you can just download. It's basically a marketing thing, or a marketplace thing. And it is fully building that cube at the edge of the build volume, which is at 190 something. So I had to look it up, but the thing is, when you get that profile, you have to modify it for those numbers. Maybe I'll put it in the comments if you guys want. It's like 194.7 or something, I don't know. But and the I think the Y, I think this is X. I think the Y is like 147, which the entire build volume of it, if it's not modified, is 140 by 140 by 140. The up and down is still 140, but you're still getting more build volume, which is nice. And I'm going to stop the print because we don't want to waste all this filament. I just want to show you it. It would finish. This machine is a beast. And I don't know if this is actually glass or if it's plexiglass, but it works. And this is just modified. I'm going to be using my Annette's build plate, and then maybe in the future getting this a heated bed. It's going to be an external heated bed, or it's going to be internal, but it's going to use a different power supply. There's the... But yeah, this picture frame is like $15 if you wanted to do this modification. You could still use glue stick on it. It just has glass. I had this just sitting around, and it works. I still actually have more of these picture frames. I just use them for like decor and stuff. But it works, and I could obviously take out the picture. I just kept it in. But yeah, that's the Finder. Just wanted to show you that. Let's go back to the Guider. That print is done. Look how big this thing is. It is a loud printer, but I think it's going to be worth it on how big this machine is. Like, yes, it's not as big as my CR10. I got a lot of stuff around just because I haven't cleaned my CR10S5, but it's still big. It's not even bigger than my original CR10, but it's more reliable as long as I get the the bed level. Bed leveling is very important. If you don't get your bed level, you won't get good prints. I'm going to start an ABS print with this filament. Right here it says ABS. I bought this thinking in the past it would be PLA. But it was ABS, and now I'm finally going to be able to use it. Did I just buy a printer just to finish that? Maybe I did, but I also do want PLA or ABS. What I'm going to be printing on this is a bracket for the Annette, or my FlashForge Finder from the Annette build plate, and then putting it on there. Here is my Annette, and that is the build plate that I will be putting on my FlashForge Finder. I will note not that is out of commission. I do not use my Annette. It is the most scariest machine ever, because it could just go up in flames. Every machine can, but that one's scary. But yeah, let's go print ABS, and I'll show you guys that. And it'll be my first attempt, so it's probably going to frustrate me, because ABS is really hard to print. And I might just put a little bit of glue stick, even though I don't have that much glue stick left, on the bed, so it adheres better. And also putting it up to temp, probably 90 degrees Celsius. It goes up to it really fast. And then 240 on the nozzle. That's, I think, as high as it can go for ABS. But 240 is what I recommend, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, let's do that. This will be a great test for the ABS print. Going to be printing this for my Finder. It is exact build volume of the Finder, or the grinder, or guider. So it fits exactly inside. So yeah, it's gonna be my ABS print that I'm gonna be showing you guys. I gotta set it all up, so we'll see that in the printer. Before we do that though, I have to do the, spool holder, because the one that comes with it's not good. But this is gonna be a long print. It's also a bigger spool holder than normal, but it's gonna be a long print, and I'm doing rafts just to make sure it does print out good. So yeah, it's gonna be a long print, and it'll be its first obstacle to do, printing for itself, and then I'll print for another machine, and then we'll start doing other things with ABS. But yeah, I'm gonna go get through that. I'll see you in 4 hours, maybe, probably more longer. We'll see. Look at this beast of a printer go. It's printing its spool holder right now. It's almost done, probably an hour and a half done to get done, that's what it says. But it's going fantastic. Using PLA Plus. This is not just normal PLA, but PLA Plus. It's looking good. So once we get the spool holder going, we'll get the ABS going and see if it prints that. Because we can print ABS in this thing, and that's what we're working on. So yeah, it's looking good. It's pretty loud, but I kind of don't hear it. I have headphones on, and it's kind of on the other side of the room where my blankets are kind of covering it. But yeah, looking good, looking good. Video is getting quite long, but this is it printing ABS. It is doing a raft right now. I won't show you guys the finished part, but it didn't really get to the edges very quite. It was digging into the bed because the edges are not level, because I didn't do the entire leveling of the bed, which it goes on the outside. It does do this knocking noise when it gets closer to these edges, so I'm gonna have to figure that out eventually. A little bummed out that I found out there was a listing for those Guider 2S's, but it is a third party. We don't know if it would actually come or not, so we don't know if those are real. But this will be the end of the video. It does get up to 110, but it has to be getting printing. Once you're preheating it, it only goes up to 90, but it is pretty good. Just doing the raft right now. Hopefully it doesn't adhere or come up, but it is enclosed. Like I put the enclosure on. It's a little dusty. It works. It's a nice piece of metal, and it is hot. It's metal, so it does get pretty hot. And then we got the spool holder back here that I printed out. There it's going. It's dusty. This is old filament, so but it's working. Oh, there's a knot there. That should be good. But yeah, getting that ABS. We're gonna end the video here. If you guys like the video, make sure to like it. It's probably like an hour-long video, but see you guys in the next video or whatever I make. And is it worth buying a used printer? Well, if you want to do some tinkering, you got to do a little bit of tinkering. I'm gonna get the actual build plate. I will be getting that, but it works without it right now. We're just using one. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video or whatever I make. Bye bye.